So today is moving day. It's actually like we're pretty much almost done. We just have a couple like small things that I had in drawers and in cupboards, and but the pieces of equipment that I had were already gone. Kevin went to go get a screwdriver because we completely forgot to bring one for the mirrors. We're to take down the mirrors, and then he's gonna go grab a box from Home Depot so we can put all this little stuff in, because funny enough, we didn't think of that either. So the goal for today is just get all of this stuff out. I'm gonna come, I guess, back sometime during the week to patch little holes up here and there and vacuum and make sure that everything looks really good so I can get my deposit back, and I think that's it. I'm feeling strange, but I'm not feeling strange. Like, I always forget how bright and light it is in the studio, and I can't help but think back on all the plans that I had for this place and all the filming projects that I wanted to do, and I didn't really get to do that here. I feel like I wasn't here for very long, but you know, I did do a lot here. I grew my business quite a bit. I think back too on all of the things we changed that out for, like obviously moving to a new place, moving to some place that's more, a little bit more secluded, has a little bit more nature around, just lots of space. I've been really focusing on my health and exercising for myself, eating really well. So I'm sad about the change, I'm sad about the move, but I also know that when I was here, I was like almost in this rat race to keep it going, and I was saying yes to everyone because I was so afraid of failing, and I ended up working or allowing people to come into this space that I didn't super like connect with. And not all of my clients, I guess the majority of my clients were really, really awesome and easy to work with, but there were some people that just kept bringing this like really negative energy into this space, and I let that get to me because I got really self-conscious, and it kind of spiraled into other things. So when someone says, you know, be really protective of who you let into your space, like I never really got that until I owned this particular space. So anyway, as much as I loved it here, I am ready to let it go. It is tight in my new space as far as like, there's a lot of outdoor space, but there's not a lot of like office space for me to work out of. And I still don't know where I'm gonna put my reformer because, I mean, we're already up to the brim in just stuff. So we'll see. It'll be tight for a little bit, but that's okay. There is a little nook in the house that I think I'm gonna put the reformer in, just because it's like in between the living room and the kitchen, and it's not ideal, but it's a small enough nook that we don't know what to do with it. Don't know, just a quick timeline. I started teaching online in March 2020 when the pandemic happened and everything kind of closed down. And I loved it. I actually really loved teaching online. I was nervous and I wasn't very good at it, but I enjoyed it. I decided to start trying to do that. And so I was teaching online, but I was teaching a donation-based only class. So then I decided to open an online studio, with a set schedule, with set prices, and then I started teaching for another studio that wanted to host online classes in the meantime, and so they hired me to teach online classes for them, and I did that, and that went really well for a while. And then I decided, as I got busier and as things started opening up, I decided that I wanted to focus more on a membership site, because that way I could record all of this content and not have the pressure of being live at a certain time, certain day, and have a little bit more flexibility. So that has evolved. And then November 2020, I moved into not this space, but another space down the hall, and much smaller than this. I completely had to redo it. I spent months saving up for that spot, for the equipment, for the insurance, for the remodel, all of this stuff. And thankfully I outgrew that space. I started to get more private clients come into the studio, and I knew I needed something a lot better, and I moved into this space, which was much brighter and lighter and a little bit bigger. The layout was better. And yeah, once I moved in here, it really grew. And so it was kind of confusing for other people, and also to my, half of me was like, why would you move an hour away when you're building a business, it's growing, all this stuff. And I did second guess that decision for a while, but I thought, you know what, I am growing a business, but it's not going in the direction that I want it to. Like, the more clients I had come in the studio, the less I had time to film. The more responsibility I had, the more overhead I had, and I knew that eventually I want to do something that involves traveling and teaching and growing my membership site and growing on YouTube, and the direction I was going in just was pulling me further and further away from that. And so I thought, you know what, okay, if we do move, I want to work for another studio so that I don't have to worry about overhead. I don't have to worry about, as much of that, because working from home makes it a little bit easier, a little less to manage. Not easier, but less to manage, I guess. So anyway, we moved. I decided to work for another studio nearby, and I'm working for two different owners pretty much full time. I'm at 30 something hours, and it's still really busy, but at least I come home and I don't have to think about that anymore. Whereas here, I would, do my thing with my clients. I would either stay here really late at night, or I would go home and still have to work from home, send invoices, do reschedules, all sorts of things. And it's not that I can't handle it, I needed a better system, and I wasn't sure how to do that. And also it was taking me away from the things that I wanted to do, like where the direction I wanted the studio to go in. So anyway, and then in February 2022, we decided to move, my family and I, and it's been a great move. I love the area that we moved to. I like that my family, we're all together still. We've got plenty of space, like I said, outdoor space, and potential to build more. But as of right now, I'm just kind of trying to get acclimated to working for someone else and also trying to manage my stuff, which is kind of where these vlogs come in, because I'm sure I'm not the only one out there that can't just quit whatever they're doing and start fresh. Like, you got to build yourself up a little bit, you know? And I feel like I'm starting from scratch, to be honest, because for so long, for like a year, I wasn't really focused on YouTube. I wasn't really focused on building up my membership. And now that's the goal. This year, that's the goal. Yes, I'm working for someone else, but that's the goal when I'm not working for them. Very happy. Very sad. Sad because I know that moving forward, it's going to be a lonely road. Building something online, especially like a Pilates studio online, is going to be lonely because no one's going to get it. You know, when I started teaching online, people were like, oh, you know, that's cute. And it wasn't until like I told people like, yeah, I'm gonna have a studio. They were like, oh, you're a studio owner. Even though I was before, it was just, I was teaching online. So, you know, I felt like the work that I was doing was underappreciated. But then I have to remember, you know, they don't understand. Like, no one in my life has ever done Pilates or understands how like a studio works. And when I let this place go, or when I decided to, I realized, like, you know what, people aren't going to take me and my work as seriously until there's like big results. And I don't know if there's going to be big results. Or maybe they will be, but not big enough for other people to recognize. I just have to be content with what I'm doing and keep things to myself, because why waste time talking about accomplishments or milestones when they don't really get it? And continue to just grow within my community. Like, all I can really do is surround myself with other people who are doing something similar, which is why I joined Leslie Logan and her agency. I envision that one day I'm gonna have a good amount of people like signed up for my membership, and once or twice a month we're gonna get together and do a class live and check in with each other and just have a great time. But during the time that we're not live together, they have access to a library of classes, and you know, I want to build this sort of forum or this group chat or something where, you know, we're able to connect and we're able to, you know, oh, who's taking this on-demand class? Because if you're interested, I want to set up a time. Like, I want that to happen. I want there to be community and connection, because I know what it feels like to be lonely. And I know what it feels like to be, whether it's part of a family or part of a culture community that doesn't really prioritize health and fitness, or doesn't understand what it's like to want to be consistent and move your body and prioritize yourself and prioritize self-care, whatever that looks like. I understand what that feels like. And, you know, I get it, and it sucks to be alone. And anyway, that's what I'm trying to create. I also want to have, like, I'm getting my nutrition coaching certification, because I also want to like coach people in navigating things that maybe our culture has told us that is right about food, about diet, about exercise, that maybe isn't anymore, you know, because all these beliefs come from somewhere, but science keeps updating, and there's new studies coming out all the times about certain foods and certain fitness routines, and, you know, things are being debunked all the time. And so how do we navigate that? And how does like the everyday person who's already just wanting to take care of themselves and doesn't have time to look these things up, how do they get that information? And I want to be somewhat of a person who helps them understand, like, yes, you can eat the Mexican recipes that your mom made, or your Puerto Rican, you know, sweets that you want to eat. And this is just how we navigate those things, incorporating the cultural aspects that we want to incorporate, but also be healthy and be consistent and like learn to get back on track. So anyway, and also I want to travel. I want to film classes in beautiful places, and you know, my idea was like Airbnbs and all this stuff so that people like maybe are inspired to travel, are inspired to take time out of their life to go and travel and see these beautiful places. And I don't know, there's just a lot that I want to do, but I couldn't do that with the overhead of this space. I couldn't do that with the amount of clients that were coming in and just demanding a lot of my energy, which is totally fine. I'm in the business of pouring my energy into people, and I saw a lot here. I did a lot here, and I'm just ready to really focus on pushing myself in the direction that I want to go in. So I don't want this to be like sad. I know, like, I'm just trying to keep my voice down because there's people in the office around me, so that's that. And I'm also just waiting for Kevin to come by. I'll check in with you guys as we go along. Okay, so a quick check-in. I kind of want to show you where we put everything, and I don't want to show the garage just because it's so messy. So let's start with this thing. Hopefully you guys can see it. It's not too dark, but this is actually a piece of furniture we had in the office where I put a lot of my stuff. I'm gonna put it in my bedroom right now. It's gonna act as my keyboard stand. And then if we go into the office, I actually bought that same piece of furniture when we moved in. You'll see it here. Let me turn on the lights. Because I actually like it. I like that it has drawers. I like the storage. So then this is where we ended up putting the couch that was in the office. We like this because, where are you? Anyway, he's hiding somewhere. But I like this because it's, one, it's comfortable. Two, the couch turns into a bed, which that wasn't a priority, obviously, because it was just gonna be in the office. I just wanted something that was small and comfy, and it has cup holders, which the previous couch that we had in here didn't. And it's really old, and it's got like paint splatter all over it, which is fine. We're keeping it in the garage for right now. I think my dad is gonna use the couch for his office. It's really comfy, I will say that. And then, as you can see, we have the same piece of furniture right here, and then my office desk, standing desk is right here. And I'll show you where we put the reformer. So it's not in my actual office, unfortunately. There's not enough space for it, and that office space isn't just mine, it's my husband's as well. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So this is my living room. As you can see, please don't judge the blankets. I have not experienced couch covers, or I've not bought couch covers. This is the big window that's right next to the reformer. Those are not my snacks, by the way. Those are my family snacks. The kitchen's in there, but this is where my reformer is going to live for now until Kevin can build me a studio. So anyway, so yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. I'm so happy she's home. Of course, the accessories like the springs and all of that, I don't know where I'm gonna put them because they're pretty delicate and they're in the box that usually goes on this thing. So I don't know, I have to be really careful with everything because even though I'm not in a commercial space anymore, I'm not gonna be teaching in-person privates anymore. Maybe once I get my own studio, I'm not really sure, but because I'm not sure, I want to keep everything in really good condition. So there's that, but I'm so happy. I don't know if I'm gonna film any content or anything with the reformer on just because I'm already like trying to balance filming with just the mat. But I'm excited to have the reformer for like personal use. I think maybe every once in a while I will film a reformer class, but it'll probably be for YouTube because I don't think any of my members on my website have a reformer. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at. But yeah, I'm really excited. I do still have a box of things that I had at the studio, like office supplies, so I am gonna go through that and hopefully put most of that away. I'm gonna finish cleaning because there used to be a couch here, actually, another one, and we had to move our moving boxes that are in the garage still and kind of get rid of some stuff. So anyway, it took a lot longer than we thought, but we have everything kind of figured out, but I'm gonna go outside and really finish putting away some stuff that I do actually want to bring into the house and some stuff that we need to throw away. But I don't want to show that because some of that are my parents' things, or most of it are my parents' things that I have to move around, and the garage is a mess. And anyway, I don't know that they would appreciate me showing that. So anyway, yeah, I'm excited. Let me know if you guys want to see some reformer content. That is definitely doable. We can do that. And this also happens to be like my favorite spot in the house because like the living room has these big gorgeous windows. Everywhere you look is just like trees and nature. And then of course you've got the kitchen over here, which is my favorite. Pretty much this whole house is my favorite, but yeah, this is a good spot. And yeah. All right, so I'm gonna end the vlog here. I know it was short, but I couldn't really get a lot of filming done just because I just wanted to get things over with. So I'll check in with you guys a little bit later. Bye. I think what I'm most excited about is my standing desk. I've been missing it. Ooh. Like, I just think of how comfortable it'll be to draw on my drawing tablet again. Look at that. Oh, this is nice. Oh, by the way, I used to have a whiteboard in my office. Now it's here. Okay, so I'm gonna end the vlog here. I'll check in with you guys in a later video. Bye.